Now here's an opportunity for Copilot to shine. Let's see. It's got some context of what I'm starting to try to do. Does it have enough? Yeah, you're starting to get it. Let's see. Let's see how it does. Okay, maybe. Here, see if you get it. That's pretty good. Ah, dang it. Okay. Cool. So we say if the container ref is set, we're going to call on receive node height, which I want to destructure. I kind of like to avoid these nested things. We'll just return without doing anything in this case. Okay. And then this is pretty good. What's the complaint? Expected 0 to 1 arguments, but got 2. Okay, hold on. Also, this won't work. What I really want is I'm missing like some syntax thing. Okay, hold on. Okay, so that didn't work. Use ref. I think I'm missing like a parenthesis or something. Okay, let's just take things out line by line until it compiles. Okay. No? Did I not say use? I did say use ref above. Oh. No, it's not use ref, it's use effect. That's my issue. Okay, use effect. Okay. Okay, so that wasn't bad what it said though. I kind of wonder if that's correct. Current. Can I get it to change like that? I think that works. I mean, I'll test it at some point and make sure that when the client height changes, it updates this. Okay. Okay, so we measure that, we get the height, we call the on receive node height. Okay, that will go up a level. Okay, to Spiel nodes view. And this one's different though. It's not the same callback. It is on receive node height. Yep, you got it. You got it. That's very good. Okay. And let's see if we can figure this one out. Because there's a little translation here. Yep, you got it. Very good. But I do like to destructure just to make things more legible. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go up. Spiel nodes view to Spiel pane. And it feels like this is not in alphabetical order, so I'm going to fix that up. Okay. on receive. Yeah, that's cool. So first it was silent, then I typed in the first part of what I intended and it figured the rest out. And it did use the correct signature. Okay, so down below, need to pass in the destructured on receive node height prop. Yes, correct. Okay. Then we go up to Spiel screen. What am I looking at? Okay. Props. Where are you at, props? Oh, I don't do props here. Here I'm actually at the end of the line. I have to use that to update the measurements. The measurements are going to be a use state variable, and it is what I call them, drag measurements. So we'll do const drag measurements. It probably would have given a better suggestion if I had imported this to begin with. Hard to prove that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, I don't need this to be null initially. What I should probably do, no, let's keep it null, and then let's see, the spiel. The spiel is what let's see, the spiel is what initializes the drag measurements. So use effect after mount. I could set them to something there, but I think that will just cover the initial mount. What would make more sense No, I'm changing my mind even again. Let's just create an empty measurements thing. I think I can create the structure such that it just kind of gets updated automatically. Okay. Create, drag, measurements. Okay. Arguably, I could just make drag measurements a class and do a constructor. That might be nicer. But let's begin with this. Yeah, that's basically it. I like to do that just so I can get syntax checks. Well, let me see, is that really necessary? Let's do one that's wrong. X3. Okay, so that should squiggle. No squiggle? Okay. Well, it doesn't seem to give me any additional checks, so let's take that out. Alright, so that will create your drag measurements and come back to Spiel screen, and then this guy is an import. Okay. Alright, so then Here we go. On receive node height. That's not correct, but it's all right. Update drag measurements, and we'll pass in node no height. Yep, those are the ones. Those are what I needed. Okay, come back over to here. Spiel screen, no, drag interactions. Okay, let's say update drag measurements, and let's do that, and we'll say number, and we'll say height. I'm going to be impressed if it gets the body of this function right. And this will be a function. Yeah, that's right. That works. Okay. Then I can delete this. I just did all that work. Okay. So then, and this is the fun one. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna really give GitHub Copilot an ambitious function to try to implement. This function finds the node that corresponds to the current drag position along the y-axis. All right, this is your big chance to shine. Let's see what you do. I mean, oh, okay, you're saying you want more specification. I'm okay with what you just said there. I think that's correct. So, okay, find insert after node number. Let me modify this a little bit, but pretty good to start. Okay, export function, find insert. Yeah, I do like your naming. That's pretty good. But let's have this. Dang it. It won't wait for me to fix the thing, but I'm just going to hit tab and evaluate what it put there. Okay. Okay, so you said drag position equals offset y. Okay, I might change some of the naming there. Insert after node equals null. Well, that won't work with the return there. That's okay. That's easily fixed. I think, honestly, I do want to allow for null. Okay, so then you go through each of the node heights and you say, yeah, nice try, but not correct. Not correct. Because the drag position needs to be compared not to the individual height of each element, but to how far cumulatively we've gotten. So let's see. Let's do let start. Yeah, correct. Okay. And then end height, it can be 0 to start. But what we'll do is we'll say for each one, yes, that. Okay. Now, do I need to check the start height? I don't really. So if I say this is less than end height, honestly, I can just return I. And then down here, I can just return null. It's like saying we didn't find it. But in this case, honestly, I could just return the last drag measurement. Okay, return drag measurements. Yeah, that one. Okay. Now up here, I don't need this anymore. I don't need the start height. I think there's some more nuance to this function, but it's pretty close to correct. So the nuance is that if you're dragging above the midpoint of a node, then it should insert before that node rather than after it. So the original stuff I was doing with the start height still applies. Yeah, closer. Okay. Don't try to guess. Const. Good. That is what I was going to type. Okay. So what I want to say is if drag position is less than the middle height, return. Okay. I gotta remember my constants. -1 means before that point. So if you're looking at the node number 0 and you're above the middle height, then it's going to be I minus 1, okay? And then I'll go to the next node, and there I need, yes, thank you. That's what I wanted to type. Okay. This one might be good to unit test. Okay, the other thing to think about is maybe these drag measurements aren't all defined. So I'm going to say that if we find even one that is undefined, we'll just return null. Might as well say number. Here, let's do that. Yes. Okay. Yes. God, how is it? Geez, how is it this good? Let's do number or undefined. Okay. Okay, so if any are undefined, we're not done measuring. Let's just get out, cut our losses. will return null, which means, you know, it's just not, okay. Okay, so then as we go through, yeah, it circles through, and at the end of it, say your drag position is past the middle height of the very last node number, of the very last node, then I just return the length here. Okay, there is one more aspect to this, which is it's possible that while we're updating drag measurements, boy, this part's tricky. So the use case I'm looking at is, say there's 10 nodes, and they've all been, all their measurements have been updated inside the drag measurements, and then you delete the 10th node. And in that case, you don't want the array inside of drag measurements to contain that extra node at the end. It should be gone. It should just go away. There should then be 9 nodes. So let me create one more function. This comment here is not so great. Or rather, I prefer to have self-documenting functions instead of having the comments go out of date. Okay. Export function. Don't, ignoring Copilot for a moment, it doesn't know what I'm going to write. Remove drag measurements. To match. Yeah, node count. I think it knows what I want. Oh, here. Go on, just fill it in. Okay. Okay. Let's, whoop, no, I liked what you had. Okay, let's make this more generic. Update drag measurements to yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, I feel like I'm pushing it as far as getting all this stuff working inside of this session. All the pieces are here to finish this. Is this broken? It is broken. Yeah, update drag measurements. Spiel screen. Let's just get it to compile. Okay. Okay. Well, but this is really close. This is really close. So if I come back to drag interactions, I say that on node drag is going to pass in drag measurements. Okay, then down here, do that. And actually, I'm okay for it to set it to null as well. Okay. It would just be so wild if this works immediately out of the box. It would be quite wild. Okay, yeah, gotta correct that. So here, pass in drag measurements. Okay. I mean, not bad for a first crack at this, to be very honest. I hadn't expected to do anything resembling what was wanted. Not bad. Wow. Didn't let go. So it did measure all that, all those rows. There is something about the offset that I'm going to have to figure out. But a thing that's encouraging to me is that that line is roughly correlated to my drag position. Or, I mean, it is like kind of constantly correlated to my drag position. It's just that the offset it needs some other kind of offset. And I'll have to figure that out a little bit later. I actually made way more progress today than I thought I was going to be able to make.